to nothing. They scored on their first drive. A couple of big penalties against Central Cabarrus on that drive, including a pass interference on a pass breakup play,
which kept the drive alive.
Yeah, and took the ball inside the 20-yard line.
As they slow it up now and look towards the sideline, does Gilbert. Set to throw here. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Comes near side. That one's tipped at the line of scrimmage. We got a big mid on that one, and it batted it down to fall short. Trying to get that one to Anderson. And I'm not sure who got a mid on that.
KJ McCorkle. KJ McCorkle. He looked like a basketball player and just kind of flicks his hand. Good play by the... Sure if he's playing defensive end or outside linebacker, but he was right where he could tip that pass away. And, of course, quarterback for Concord, not a tall player. So
if you can get a mid on that, it's huge as they hand this one off to Cook. Cook workings here.
Anthony Brown, the punter, last time had the 8-yard punt that barely got over the line of scrimmage.
Chinwall set to receive. Chinwall back to receive it at his own 30, and he's hit instantly and brought down.
He's trying to see if he could slip a shoe there or something. They slip a shoe off to get gone, and he couldn't get free.
He just couldn't get it.
You guys play horrendous internet at Central Cabarrus as usual.
Yeah, the phone service is not great as they run this one right up the middle with 50 and still fighting before being brought down at the 47.
Let's see who that. I believe that is actually.
No, that's James, isn't it? 4 or is that 9?
No, that's Oglesby Wiggins.
Okay, that is Oglesby Wiggins. Yeah, couldn't tell with the jersey crunched up on the front. I thought it was a 4.
Yeah, that's a number 9, and boy, I tell you what, that's an exciting run. Quick through the hole, strong legs carrying people down the field.
Yeah, Oglesby Wigsby.
Strong legs carrying people down the field.
Yeah, Oglesby Wigsby has been, or Oglesby Wiggins has been very fast. We've seen him be able to do that in the field here with Rogers behind him. They move Wiggins to the left. They give it off to Chinwall, and he...
Nothing doing there. Harrison Grant just grabbed him up around his...
And nothing happening there as he got brought down.
Loss of 2 will bring up 2nd down and 12.
Rogers getting... field.
So get off the field.
Yes, he walked way out there. He was almost at the near hash.
He hadn't thrown the warning flag yet, but
out there to the near hash. He was halfway between the numbers and the hash on the near sideline.
They might let you head coach. Your assistant coaches aren't going to get to come out that far.
They put Oglesby give it to Oglesby Wigsby, who comes near side across the numbers, and
he's crunched down and then gets.
Oh, no flag there. You heard the near.
Yeah, there was. Oglesby, Alex Williams fell on top of him, all 255 pounds. But what was up, and when the player underneath the Concord defender got up, he knocked his own man down, right down on top of the central ball carrier, and the officials did a good job not flagging that.
Yeah, I think
it's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way it is.
Yeah, it's the right call. I agree with you. That brings up a 3rd down and 12 here.
Somebody from Iran is calling me on my cell phone. I don't know what the heck that is.
As they throw this one in to Chinwall, but the defender sniffed that one out of Khalid Davis. If Chinwall would have caught it, he wasn't going anywhere because he was going to get popped. That brings out the punting unit after the huge run from Ogleby's Wiggins. Gets the ball across midfield, just trying to flip the field, I guess, here. Could be a big benefit as they're running some Vikings.
I love the Vikings numbers today. They're just way spread out on the back of their jerseys.
Good snap, able to get it. Gets it away, and is a good punt. It's heading towards the sideline, bounces at the 15, and rolls out of bounds inside the 10.
Yeah, Cossack with a tremendous kick. It never turned completely over, but the nose of that ball started going end over end toward the goal line, and
they're going to spot it right at the 10. It looked like it rolled out inside, but they're going to say the 10.
Yeah, I think that's right about where it hit the sideline. It rolled a lot further.
It absolutely was a great kick from Cossack there. Flips the field here, and it'll make the Spiders drive 90 yards with 7:30 left here first half. Working from right to left on your dial.
Sometimes you remember the old saying that John Fox caught all kinds of grief about. Sometimes a punt's a good play.
That was a great play right there.
That was a good play right there.
So first half, Gilbert gets it a high snap. Gilbert able to get it back, though. Takes a shot, fights forward, and to lose a yard, but almost gets back to the line of scrimmage. And he's lucky he batted that one down, Mark.
Yeah, because the ball hit the ball carrier and not the quarterback and just ricocheted off two players.
And if that would have bounced backwards, that could have headed towards the end zone and then possibly been recovered by the Vikings, and that could have been devastating for the Spiders, but it would have been just what the home team ordered if it would have worked out.
Gilbert took a shot, too, as he was trying to go forward. The second man who hit him just put the pop.
New quarterback in there here. Number 3, Brown in there at QB. He'll keep it. He'll tuck it. He'll run it up the middle. Brown with a huge explosive run up the middle gets it up to the 16.
I think that pretty much is. I mean, they list Brown as a possible quarterback, but it looks like a wildcat when he's in there. I don't think they have any intention of throwing the ball.
5'10", 170 junior is Brown, and they keep him in there at the running back position with 6:25 left here and a 3rd down and 2. Put 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. One back in the backfield there is going to be Cook. He shifts Cook from right to left.
Defense shifts as well.
Low snap to Brown. He gets it, finds a seam across the numbers near side, fights forward, and jumps up to the 25. They'll mark him at the 26, and then they'll move the chains.
Well, you can tell Brown is noticeably quicker than the other quarterback, Gilbert.
An injured Viking on the field. It appears to be Howard there, Samari Howard, the sophomore running back linebacker who's getting tended to.
Flat of his stomach right at about the 21-yard line. Now he's rolled over. Got his hat in hand. He's coming to the sideline.
Made a big play already once today. His Howard made that big breakup play on the far side of the field when he streaked the width of the field.
Had that pass breakup. Also had that pass run for Concord. So that changed the field position a little. They were stuck back at their 10-yard line to start this drive. It looks like Gilbert's back in at quarterback.
Gilbert is back. They'll line up. Trips left here after the first down run from Brown. Moves the ball up to the 26. Right to left. And there's the flags from every official out on the field. Is Tim Anderson came from the right side to the left side. And there's going to be a false start on Spiders and make this first down that much harder.
I interviewed Tim Anderson one time, too, the baseball player.
The baseball player, Tim Anderson?
Yeah.
That'd be a good one to interview, too.
Yeah, he was a high draft pick for the White Sox when he came to the Intimidators.
Really?
And, I interviewed. And I had him on the fantasy baseball team this year, and he absolutely stunk. I wound up having to drop him.
They don't line up. Trips left and hand this one up the middle, and a great run there from Cook. And I'll give you a little broadcast trivia.
Okay.
You may know this answer. You may not.
I may or may not.
So my roommate's a Phillies fan.
Okay.
So I watched some Philly baseball. He paid for the MLB TV so he could watch the Phillies being here in North Carolina. Well, with that being said, I got to hear who the broadcasters are. Play-by-play, not the play-by-play, but the color commentary is for the Phillies. They hand this one off to Cook, who works right side. He finds a hole, gets up there to the 40 before being brought down. But as you heard Mark say, flag on the play.
It's all coming back. A Central Cabarrus player got tackled to the ground. Let's see. I'm trying to think who might be a...
He's been on TV a lot. I will tell you that. He is a TV guy. So he's been around TV a lot. Pretty famous.
Okay, he's famous.
Baseball.
Well, Mike Schmidt would be the obvious answer, but I don't know. It's Mike Schmidt.
John Kruk.
John Kruk. Now, Kruk's probably good.
John Kruk. He was on Baseball Tonight and did all that stuff, so he's been on TV. And this time, right now, it's still warm outside. But closer to that November time, Cannon Pharmacy is a great place to go when you got to get all your flu season needs.
Oh, absolutely. Go get your shots. They can give you all those vaccinations. You can make an appointment or stop on by any one of their locations. CannonPharmacies.com.
It is here in North Carolina. 3rd and long. Gilbert throws, and that one off the hands of Anderson. And that should bring out the punt team here for the Spiders. And the reason I bring up the hot part, and a couple players getting calves rolled out and stretched out from the humidity. Stretched out from the humidity here. And we talk here. And we talk about how if you win on Monday night and you play again on Friday.
I'm not sure on the field, 8-0, Concord over Central Cabarrus half.
Yeah.
Press box before the game. Back in 2001, I did play-by-play for East Lincoln football. And East Lincoln got off to just a horrendous start. Game postponed because of a death at the school in a traffic accident, so they play on Monday night. They win the game on Monday night, forfeit from North Gaston from earlier in the season for Thursday night because of bad weather coming up on Friday and win. So they got 3 wins in 4 days.
To this day, a strong football program.
Of course, East Lincoln is now too.
Is they're able to get that one away, fielded by Chinwall at the 50. Makes a man miss, fights forward to the 45, and then falls forward. Chinwall at the 50. Makes a man miss, fights forward to the 45, and then falls forward. And it'll be marked down at the 44-yard line.
So good field position for Central Cabarrus.
Yeah, they take that.
I think that was James. It's 2 instead of 7.
Was it a 2?
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, I think that was DeMonte James. We got 4:25 left.
And I think we're calling a water break here because they just said water. I did hear everybody yell water from the field there. Player limping off the field there. Player limping off here for the Vikings. Going to be number 5.
Coming up on Saturday, October the 5th, the opening day, the opening day for the Carolina Renaissance Festival. Go to renfestinfo.com for all the details. The Carolina Renaissance Festival, Saturdays and Sundays through October and through Sunday, November 24th.
Weather is absolutely gorgeous to go to the Renaissance Festival right now if the rain holds off.
Huzzah.
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 As there is the snap, and he throws it away almost, but he's able to pick it up.
It should be incomplete, but they didn't. It looked like an incomplete pass.
That's what it looked like, but they let him play through it. Now the side judge and him are going to talk about it to see if it was incomplete, or if they're going to let him have it.
It looked like an incomplete pass.
I thought it ruled it incomplete. Or if they're going to let him have it.
It looked like an incomplete pass.
I thought it ruled it incomplete. Yeah.
It was nearly intercepted.
Yes. It was almost picked off because the defense got back there. It
hit the defender in the hands.
Get it to James. It hit the defender, as you mentioned there, and it was an incomplete pass.
Concord looked like they knew what was coming. They may have seen that on film, and because they stepped in, and that could have been 6 the other
one there.
They sent all the motion the other way, and then bring that wingback back through, and pitch it to him.
Now they'll move Chinwall from left to right, far outside the numbers to the slot on the near side. So we'll have 2 right, 1 left. Rogers gets it, fakes the handoff to James, set to throw towards Chinwall, near side, makes the catch and gets out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38.
So got some positive yards. So this is a makeable 3rd down. This is also, if you get about half of it or something, you could go for it on 4th down too.
So a 3rd down and 5 here for the Vikings with just 3:57 here left first half, trailing 8-0 to the Spiders. The lineup 2 left, 1 right yet again. Chinwall far top left. Rogers slows up, looks back towards the side.
4 down linemen, and they've been dominating this game.
Give it to James. James goes up the middle, lowers the shoulder, and he got a yard, maybe 2. They're going to give him 1 as of now to the 36. So we got a yard.
So that's going to bring up, 3rd and 3?
4th.
3rd and 4. Or 4th and 4, excuse me.
Yeah, it should be a 4th and 4 here.
Got to go for it here. You don't really gain anything by punting. You're very likely to kick it into the end zone. But you can't dilly-dally around. You got to get that play and go.
As they're going to line up here, get the play call in as Rogers. And like you said, you got to hustle here. You got to get this here. This is a big 4th down play. They line Chinwall up far left.
Travion Waters in the backfield blocking.
Rogers set to throw. Throws it into the slot. It's going to be caught by the man. He's fighting and running forward. Still on his feet running.
That's
before
McCorkle.
Being brought down is McCorkle.
McCorkle, and that's a heck of a throw.
KJ McCorkle with the snag. And that was a great throw as he came right there out of, like, it looked like the tight end spot.
Yeah.
Right there in his hands.
We've called McCorkle's name a couple times on big plays today. He had the batted pass and now the first down reception on 4th down.
The block, they handed off to the running back. He dropped the ball and it's popped out. Covered up by the Vikings as that one popped out of the arms there. If it looked like it was number 16, it's going to be Waters.
Pat finds Ami with the recovery.
Yeah.
The ball just slung away from him as he was being tackled. I don't know if we've seen Waters out there running the ball much this year, but
no, we haven't.
He was out there and coughs it up with 2:38 left and a half.
That's what confused me there when I looked and was like, what number is that? I was confused because we haven't seen 16 run it. As they hand this one off right up the middle to Cook. And he'll get a couple and move the ball up to the 46.
Central Cabarrus will receive the second half kickoff. Doesn't look like we have a band here today.
Big 75 there. It looks like on the line. Slow to get up. Favoring that right ankle for the Spiders, but he gets back in position and awaits the snap. So a 2nd down and 8 here. A quick throw and a dangerous throw. It almost could have darned.
That should either be holding or offensive pass interference. The defender was making a break on the ball, and he got blocked. They're going to discuss it a little bit.
They stand near the 45-yard line. 3 officials.
They're going to pick it up.
Pick it up and wave it off. It's just going to be an incomplete pass.
It looks like he was behind the line of scrimmage, so he's allowed to block behind the line of scrimmage. We saw for the Tar Heels a couple weeks ago, Christian Hamilton from out of Hickory Ridge call for an offensive pass interference where he was blocking downfield.
Yep.
Now, the college rule is slightly different, but on that case, it's the same. You can block behind the line of scrimmage. You can't block across the line of scrimmage.
Full receiver set here. I'll hand it off to Cook, and Cook swarmed up in the backfield and brought down at the 45, but a flag flies in from the back judge here, and it lands at the 45.
Zamir Boger got up with his hands in the air with his fingers like, I didn't do it.
Pretty guilty.
That's going to be a holding or a tackle. That's the second time we've seen a Central defender just pancaked and maybe a little overzealous with him kind of wrapping the arms around when they took him to the ground.
And typically, when, like you said, when you see somebody come up, rather it's an offensive guy or a defensive guy with his hands up in the air.
They're going to decline the penalty because the result of the play is a loss, so it's 4th down and 9. They got Brown back to punt. Now, this is a good opportunity for Central here with a little bit less than 2 minutes.
Almost blocked it. As James is going to let it bounce, and it's going to bounce out of bounds at the 27.
The referee and the punter are having a conversation. What happened? They got close to the punter. The punter's feet are both firmly on the ground, and the Central Cabarrus player probably got blocked into him and knocked him down. Good no call.
1:43 here, first half. Score 8-0. The Concord Spiders on top of the Central Cabarrus Vikings here. We want to remind you the Ben Minot halftime show coming up here at halftime. We'll try to give you some updates from around the state on games that are in action tonight. Robinson in action tonight, right up the road from here. Conference.
Up at Jesse Carson.
Yes. As Rogers set to throw middle of the field, batted up and almost intercepted as that one was dangerous after it got batted up, and was watching it, trying to locate it, just never got an eye on it. Was Ogilvy Wiggins, and he never got under it.
Diving attempt at an interception by that Kiwi Bostic, sophomore defensive back and linebacker. He had the best shot at it after it was tipped.
Yeah, Wiggins never located. Ogilvy Wiggins. He spun the wrong direction, then located after it was too late, and as you mentioned, almost intercepted there. But an incomplete pass as it falls to the ground and brings up a second and works left. Got blockers in front, finds a little bit of a hole, but the ball pops out. And it's in the hands. I can't tell because nobody.
It's hot potato. It looks like it's Central Cabarrus somehow got it back.
Yeah, that was a hot potato, like you said, because it went backwards.
There were 3 Concord guys who missed the ball, and it came back to a Viking in the gold jersey.
And I'm not sure how that happened, considering the ball bounced back all the way to about the 17-yard line and then flew back to the 25-yard line and landed in the arms of a gold jersey.
I thought sure as the world when that ball came squirting out, Concord might even scoop it up and go, and they couldn't even pick it up.
I agree with you.
Third down, clock ticking, under 1:10 left in the half.
I would take my time here if I'm Central.
Well, you need to get the first down. You don't want to, though, have to punt the ball away. 8-0
I'm not
in
sure.
favor of Concord.
I'm not sure Concord's got any timeouts left, though.
I don't think they do.
So if you could get this, not give them the ball back as they hand this one, eyes, fights forward up to the 28, the original line of scrimmage. Clock still running 41 seconds, 40, 39. Now the clock stopped after the whistles and a timeout. Concord called too early.
Yeah, they called their second timeout at the 5:03 mark of the first quarter. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, Ben Minot halftime show. Shop, click, and drive. BenMinot.com. You can pick and click your vehicle, arrange your financing. You can arrange a test drive, or you can just have them delivered on out to your house.
Hey,
that's BenMinot.com.
I know my roommate had one delivered right to us.
Really?
He called Ben Minot, needed a new vehicle. Said, this is what I got. They sent a guy out there. He came and looked at the vehicle he had. They sent him over a quote via just email right to him. They picked out the vehicle he wanted. They brought it right up to him from Georgia.
Awesome.
Boom. Delivered it right to the front door.
Boom.
Took the other car away and said, have a good day. It's that easy, folks.
Yep.
Ben Minot.
BenMinot.com. Proud supporters of athletics and many other community events in Cabarrus County. Up in Rowan as well. They've got dealerships up on Jake Alexander.
As we're set to punt this one away with 39 seconds left from left to right, Cosick kicks it, a good punt that'll bounce at the 45 and take a good bounce for Central and keep bouncing and roll all the way down to the 32-yard line of Concord.
28.6 seconds left in the
11 seconds off the clock with that punt.
Yeah, so there. Now, Central Cabarrus will get the ball to start the second half, so Concord will probably be careful here, see if they can break a big play off of something simple.
Yeah, probably make a run here. I'd look at a run, maybe even look and see if you got one deep shot or something like that, and then head to half with the lead. As there's the whistle trying to run one off late, are the Vikings. They're able to get them off.
Two off late. Now
timeout called here on the near sideline by Central.
Yeah, Central was in danger of having too many men on the field.
They were running off.
And I suspect when you got two defensive backs running off the field, that there's some confusion out there as to who's supposed to be doing what.
And it's a smart call there. I don't hate that call. You can't take the timeouts with you. You might as well use it. Make sure you got the right personnel out there with. Well,
the worst thing you can do is have somebody drop a coverage and you just throw it easy one down the field.
And have a timeout left in your pocket. Nope.
Concord has shot themselves in the foot several times with blocking penalties that have wiped out 2 or 3 big plays. Not touchdowns, but first down plays that were 10, 15 yards.
I agree. Clock running now here as the quarterback of Gilbert rolls to his right, tosses this one to Andrews. Andrews makes the catch of the 45 across the numbers. Work back towards the middle of the field. At the 50, still on his feet, far hash. Running up the middle of the field, makes the cut, right down the center, right hash, and taking it to the house is going to be Andrews.
Oh, my goodness. 68 yards on a little out pass where he made two people miss tackles.
What a play.
10.5 seconds left.
Anderson with that one there. What a play. And I'm telling you right now, Mark, that one stings.
Oh, yeah, it does. For Central Cabarrus, you got to just be kicking yourself in the teeth on that one.
As it's 10.5 left here. You called the timeout to make sure the defense got set up the way you wanted it. They come out, throw a short little pass here that's caught at the 45.
It's a simple pass that you probably think he's going to run out of bounds.
Exactly.
And he turns it upfield, it cuts back inside, and 2 people just whiffed. And he got 2 really good blocks at about the 25-yard line.
Going to go for 2, find the hole, run it in there, and another touchdown. It's in there for 2 by the Wildcat quarterback of Antonio Brown.
So Brown with the run, and that makes it 16-0. What a difference that is, 16-0 with 10 seconds left. Now,
especially when you could have went to half got the ball and only been down one score mark. That was devastating.
That one really hurts.
And now, if you're the head coach,
and they were playing prevent. They were dropping back, but sometimes when you play prevent, you give them too much space, and then when you come up to try to get the guy to the ground, aqua like water. Bevilacqua.
If you're head coach Zach Bevilacqua, it's going to be tough to. It's going to be a different conversation at halftime now, I think.
Yeah, because you were really in this ball game. Now you're down 16 points, and you haven't shown the ability to put many points on the board.
But let's not count them out yet. There is 10.5, and we did talk at the start of this broadcast that this is their strong point.
The return game is one of the strong suits of the Central Cabarrus team so far this season.
So if they can take one here to the house possibly, you're talking here something completely different as Chinwall's going to line up far left. Let's wait and see how the Spiders.
Guys out there. And
off the side of his foot.
Pick it up and run.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be Central Cabarrus ball right there.
That is great field position there.
Decline the penalty and take the ball right there. You can throw one to the end zone. That may be the most horrendous kickoff I've ever seen.
Yeah, that ball went backwards, Mark. He kicked it off from the 40, and the ball landed.
I think it hit him 2 or 3 times after he kicked it.
Yard line, so that's a
-8 kickoff. Let's put Brown in the record book on that. He's got an 8-yard punt and a -8-yard kickoff. That's the word. I've never seen that either. I've never seen it kick backwards like that.
I've never seen it.
He spun that ball on top of that tee before he decided to put it.
I think he actually hit it a second time. I think it bounced back and hit him, and then that was crazy.
So great field position here for Central Cabarrus.
Check and see if there's a full moon.
The way the game's going, there might be one. I can't see.
And unfortunately, there was a big shower this afternoon.
Yeah, that kind of scared me when I saw that roll through. It absolutely poured up there in my neck of the woods.
It did right through my roof, too.
Oh, my.
We got a score coming up from China Grove. Whoa, China Grove. And folks at Jesse Carson are probably not too happy. 36-0, J.M. Robinson.
That game kicked off an hour before us. That one kicked off at 6.
Yeah, I think that's at the half.
Oh, that's at half?
I think so.
There is the snap to the quarterback. Set to throw. Looks
He's got
deep.
A man
got
down
an
there.
Arm. Oh, and he can't hold on to it as he tried to get that to Chinwall.
I tell you what, he almost made the catch. And Concord had 2 defenders there fighting.
As they brought in the defensive back to throw that one there.
Hey, he's got a little bit better arm.
Ash Morrow, the senior, came in and fired that one, and he threw a great pass there. Chinwall just couldn't come down with it. And you called Ash Morrow there early in the game.
Yeah, he made a good defensive play earlier.
Made that one off the right edge over there.
I guess he's the designated Hail Maryer.
He threw a bomb there. As he stays in there at the quarterback spot, they'll put 2 receivers left. Chinwall down here at the bottom on an island. Should be the final play with 3-4. Morrow gets it, got time, sets his feet. Pressure gets to him now, and he gets rocked as the football pops out. Concord's going to pick it up. Still fumbling to get it. They got it in their hands now. They're coming down the near sideline, makes a juke, and that's going to we're going to end the half at the 30. But if he could have picked that clean, Mark, you'd have to think that might have went to the house.
Yeah, because he had nothing but offensive linemen in front of him, and the ball was recovered by, was that number 90? Number 80?
Number 80.
So number 80 rumbling down the side of the yard line.
Yes,
he was that was an ugly minute and a half.
Yeah, it wasn't very, very pretty there at the end of the game. So now both teams going to go back in there and
no style points right there for sure.
So now both teams set to try to shake this one off as the Concord Spiders go to the far right end zone, and the Central Cabarrus Vikings head back to the clubhouse. And you have to think that these two conversations are going to be somewhat the same but a little bit different all at the same time. They're going to want their teams both to clean up what they've done at the end of the half, but at least Concord's leading by 2 scores, and if you're Central, it's probably a little different because you were only down 1 and now you're down 2 scores.
Concord on that last play was determined to get pressure on the quarterback. They did not want to allow him time to just heave it down the field. Couldn't throw it, and as he's cocking his arm, trying to find a way to throw it, it just slipped out of his hands. And of course, if this were an NFL game or a college game, we'd still be sitting there watching a replay on it, trying to determine if it was an incomplete pass or a.
Oh yeah.
But
they'd have to do
they
that
made the
3 or 4
quick
times.
ruling here, saying it was a fumble, and just played right on through.
And it ended at the 30-yard line where the big man was brought down and kept the score 16-0 as the clock set here for 12 minutes. Reminder, Mark Plemmons, James Mellick here with you guys on the 485.
Oh, that is a final
Sports
between Robinson and Carson.
So 36-0 was final.
36-0 the final.
And they sit over there in China Grove at Carson. And Robinson still undefeated on the season. And the
kind of on a collision course, you would think, with Northwest Cabarrus.
Yeah.
I think that's the 2 best teams. Concord would like to throw their hat into the ring, but they don't have any. I don't think they have anything for Northwest, but they still have to play that game, so you'll see what happens there.
And Concord already has a loss in conference, and
I think that was to Robinson.
They are 1-1 on the season in conference play, and their loss was to Robinson. They took that loss 7-49 against Robinson. So a tough loss there as they entered this game with a big win last week against East Rowan and Salisbury 45-0. So,
and on Saturday, Hickory Ridge lost to Mooresville in that game. Mooresville set a school record 5 touchdowns. It was not a close one. Coach Jupiter Wilson's team just took one on the chin. They're not as good as they have been at Hickory Ridge, and Zach Mayo, the former Mount Pleasant lineman, the head coach over there, his first year, and he's got a bit of a juggernaut already in that team.
Yeah, and you have to think, though, like you just brought up there, Mooresville was the number 2 overall seed in that playoffs. Almost got knocked out first round by A.L. Brown. I don't know if you remember last year and getting knocked out as early as they did playoffs. And like you said, Coach Jupiter Wilson and Hickory Ridge just not quite the team they have been in the past, and wind up on that Robinson roster.
Yeah,
who's
that's
being talked about as a state championship contender.
Yeah, it really hurt. A.L. Brown was set to play Lake Norman. You got to think in that conference with Lake Norman course for a late season game there in that conference.
Yes, there's going to be some collision courses that really hit at the end of this year, and it's going to be amazing when it absolutely hits in the playoffs this year. I haven't seen a field of schools that are so close in a while. And this year's playoffs, I think, are going to be phenomenal at all levels. Keep in mind, they have expanded the playoff. Not really expanded them, but it used to be 8 classifications. Now it's only 4 classifications. So the playoffs are expanded from 32 to 64 schools in each class. But
it basically works out to be about the same number. And, of course, they're going to the Big 32 on the realignment. Basically create more divisions, kind of go into the split divisions, but the top 32 teams.
Wow.
So they expect to have the preliminaries sometime in either late November or December, and there's work on that going on right in association.
I'm excited to see what that's going to look like for sure.
Well, it's going to be some crazy conferences. You're going to have probably more split conferences as they try to compact teams. Here in Cabarrus County, we may not be crazy conferences, but you look in the East, they're going to have to play some either long distance conferences, or they're going to be into some 3A, 4A, 2A.
Yeah.
Comes out, but again, that's not expected till either late November or sometime in December.
It's going to kind of be like the.
It's not expected till either late November or sometime in December.
It's going to kind of be like the played 4A schools that are really good to rock and roll into the playoffs.
Of course, the last game they had just a real ugly. I think it was last game they had just a real ugly. I think it was West Charlotte and Mallard Creek.
Yeah, it was Mallard Creek. Yeah.
That West Charlotte could not convert. I think a 13-12 win for Mallard Creek.
Mallard Creek playing a tough schedule this year. They've played schools from Ohio, Georgia.
Yeah, they're playing an interstate schedule.
They got their hands full this year. And I've heard rumors even before the year started, people talking about the creek is back, the creek is back. They're in conference play now. We're going to find out.
You'll find out if the creek is back. Well, here we've got 16-0 Concord with the lead over Central Cabarrus. Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
485 Sports, Radio Free Cabarrus, our YouTube channel as far as audio-only broadcast. We hope we've got that broadcast warmed up. But supplies drive for Hurricane Helene victims in western North Carolina continuing. They collected tonight. They collected all weekend. They're going to be doing that at the game Friday night against South. And tweeted on their account today that they were collecting supplies as well.
We are as well at College Radio.
Flying volunteer planes out of Concord, the things that are accepted. And there's certain things you can't fly on an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
But they've had several flights already to Asheville, Asheville Airport, getting those supplies up that way. Most of my family live in western North Carolina, in around North Asheville, Weaverville, Madison County, in that direction. I talked to my brother on Wednesday night when the first waves of the rain started.
Yep.
And waves of the rain started.
Yep.
And we've got a Duke Energy put a road, a driveway power line. They didn't put in a ditch. They didn't put in a drain pipe. And there's a little branch that comes. It was all out in the highway. And the fire department had to came off the Duke Power right away. All of our folks are doing well.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
My brother's mother-in-law is on oxygen, and that's a problem because they don't have power at their house in Madison County. And that is a common problem among folks that particularly to operate some of those. Third and 30. We're here. John White touchdown, like they called holding on every play, and it wound up like 3rd down and 45.
Gilbert airs one out towards Anderson.
Picked off.
Anderson tips it and it's picked right into the ground after the interception, and a great play there.
Number 28, Connor Wilkerson. I'm not sure. Somebody got a hand on the ball.
I took a drink there. My apologies.
Yeah, they're headed toward Anderson. Yeah,
Anderson got the hand on the ball. Sorry there. But
you got to get off the goal line. Change the field position at least on this. Toss it. That's a pass play.
Oh, and they give it to Chinwall against Central, and that's going to back him up half the distance to the goal and put the ball back.
He's a little. Get him a little drink as he walks back. It looks like he may be okay.
Called his name a couple times.
We have. He's made a couple really good plays today. Well, the penalty takes it back to the 4-yard line.
And that's tough when the ball's spotted.
And now they started the clock after the penalty was marked off.
So 34 seconds left here. The ball marked back at 3.5, 4-yard line. They shift Chinwall in motion. He's now in the slot left. Safetied in the end zone. Oh, hold on here. They're going to say he was just out.
Really, how?
I'm not sure, but both officials from both sides.
I don't know how that's he's out, so we're going to go by that.
I mean, they are right there at the edge
Coach,
of the
I don't
goal
know
line.
about that. He looked about 3 yards deep to me.
As we'll go to the end of the third quarter here, Mark. Score 24-6.
I think maybe he reached the ball across the plane. Yeah. Everybody in the press box tells me I'm wrong, so I'll take that. But they can't get the ball much closer in the end zone. And this is Perry Gabriel's nightmare scenario. Quarter switch, the ball is on the goal line, and the officials have to go the entire length of the field.
They're getting their workout in tonight.
Perry. Yeah, some of the lights went out.
Yeah, it's definitely dark here on this near side.
Perry said that the dream scenario for an official is the quarter to end with the ball at the 50.
All you got to do is spin it.
They just turn the ball the other direction.
Just spin it. That's all you got to do is spin it, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't see where.
I'm not sure what section of the lights went out, but it's towards this side, our left side of the field.
Back over toward the.
looking out the window from our press box, be the left side end zone. Corner got
back to
yard line. And a good punt from Cosick.
7:23 left in this football game.
And the Spiders well on their way to
they got
500 record.
They got on track.
And you definitely got to play it different from there. Left side there, they find a nice seam. Good run from Davis.
And then,
the
of
way
course,
up to the 41.
Of course, after that, you have the 10, the score with 10 seconds left when you miss about 3 tackles on the play. I mean, that
hurt.
That takes you from down 8-0 to down 16.
That hurt.
That takes you from down 8-0 to down 16-0 going into
Their game plans in the
came out and got a score.
Yeah, and they did exactly what they needed to do.
Problem with the snap.
As they hand this one off.
I don't know. I believe that's who it is.
Got him listed as a quarter. We'll call him striking gas. How's
striking gas. That works for me.
Who was that with the tackle for us?
I didn't see the tackler.
I want to say 77, but that's Kevin Gilliard. That's not Kevin Gilliard to be the tackler.
See who's out there.
See, taking their time with the Spiders and no rush. Back judge raised his hand, so under 10. Not moving his hand now is, so under 5. They put one receiver left, one right. The pressure gets there, and he slips.
Number 22 with the sack there for Central Cabarrus.
No reason to rush. It's the last time they didn't even get lined up till there was 10 left on the play clock. Back judge still
up. They can see that back judge looking at his
shot.
That may be why he did that one for 6 if he makes an accurate throw, but I think he threw it before he wanted to.
And he had pressure in his face, and he ate one on the chin as he stood up and patted the defender on the shoulder pad there for a good play as he wore that one. A, let go of it when he wanted to, and B, be able to step into the throw before he...
Central Cabarrus got a player running back in full tackle spot to the sideline now, back out.
High snap, able to get it down. Pressure almost gets there.
Back out.
High snap, able to get it down. Pressure almost gets there.
That's a pretty good job of getting a punt off.
It's going to take a roll for Concord and roll dead back at the 32.
And that's Petrov back there punting this time.
That was a good punt, and he almost got hit. Well, he didn't almost get hit. They almost blocked the punt.
It. Yeah, the snap was not good. Green Oaks Golf Course. And there's a fairway off the back nine. If you box it out to the left, you're going to be on that fairway. Donnie hit one that way, and of course there's just a little line of trees there. There's a big green over there, so you got to just pop it up. He had like a sand wedge. Just pop it up and hit it on as they take a knee. Yeah. So he pops it up straight into the tree, and it bounces straight back into the fairway. He walks about 4 steps, takes that sand iron, and wraps it around that tree. And this is like the 4th hole as the game ends. The clock's running out, 17 seconds. Concord's going to win 32-12. But Donnie, the rest of that's hole 4. We play 18. Every single hole, he would reach for his bag, and that crooked sand wedge would be sticking out there. And he'd say, "I need a sandwich." And he said, and he would just start cussing.
That is funny. I can admit I have not yet. Now, have I played and swung and the club came flying out of my hand? Yeah. I was out there playing, and I had about an 80-yard chip shot to flick up on the green. And, let's just say I needed a new glove, and it was a very hot, humid day, and when I swung and came through, along went the pitching wedge with it. Because it came right out of my hand, and it went flying. And it was still a great shot, but the pitching wedge went with it.
Well, Concord to 12. The final score here. Concord got on the board with their first drive after a couple of penalties, a couple of good runs, and Davis with the run by Bostic made it 8-0. Then with 10.5 seconds left in the first half, Concord got on the board again. This time, I believe that was Anderson taking the pass from Gilbert, 68 yards. Brown with the run, 16-0 there. Central got their first touchdown of the game early in the third quarter on the first drive. Deontay James with a 6-yard run made it 16-6. A 43-yard run by Davis for Concord late in the third quarter, 24-6. Gilbert to Davis, 32-6 on a 6-yard pass early in the fourth quarter. And Chinua wraps up the scoring with a 47-yard pass from Rogers. The run fails. Final score 32-12. Concord over Central Cabarrus here in the South Piedmont.
Yeah, Concord goes up to 3-2 on the season, 2-1 in conference, while Central falls down to 0-4 overall and still trying to get that first conference win as well as they fall to 0-2. Concord at home next week against Carson, and then you got Central at home next week against South Rowan.
Yeah, it should be some interesting football. Rowan versus Cabarrus games coming up this week, and I'll let you know later on this week where we'll be. We'll have a couple of crews out calling the action. Today's broadcast has been brought to you in part by Cannon Pharmacy, home of free delivery, by the Carolina Renaissance Festival, which starts this weekend, also by the Southern Christmas Show coming up in November over at the Park Expo Center in Charlotte. It's brought to you by Wilkinson Funeral Home in Concord, by the Carolina Pizza Huts and pizzahut.com. Also brought to you by the Independent Tribune. Award-winning C. Jamal Horton, the sports editor, brings you great coverage, and new feature is an athlete spotlight, and they'll have a female and male athlete each into the Independent Tribune. Jamal always looking for folks to feature in those profiles. Also today brought to you by, we've got everybody in that one, James, before we got them. If we miss somebody, we do apologize, and we do appreciate all your support.
Yeah, we do apologize for sure. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, we're a little out of sync tonight.
Definitely out of sync, but hey, we had a great time. We look forward to doing it again on Friday. Perry, I think, is back with us Friday.
Yeah, I
as
think
well,
John will be back in the fold. He originally was going to be out, so we got a couple of crews, and we'll get you some action across the county. And again, game here has been audio only on YouTube.